Have you guys heard of the meta patents, which AI is going to take over for dead people? Have you heard about this
God,
story?
I did.
No.
I did.
Well,
What?
the end is near because, according to Dexerto, Meta has patented AI that can run a dead person's account, continuing to post and chat on their behalf. It can message and video call by replicating a user's online behavior using their past data. Oh,
That's
this
awful.
is pretty awful.
That's grim as fuck.
Yeah, that's kind of weird. I don't like that.
No.
You kind of wonder if, like, let's say it's a dead parent or something, and then the kid goes there and it's like, "Hi, daddy," and then, like, let's say the AI is just like, "Scram, asshole," like something like that. That would be like absolutely disheartening to that.
Wasn't there like some school shooting or something where like the parents used an AI of their child to push like anti-gun shit?
I vaguely remember that.
yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that happened last year, right?
Yeah. That happened very recently. I do remember that's the thing. People are going to use this for all sort of political reasons, and it's another heartstrings thing. It's same as the Ring cameras with the dogs. It's all these things. It's like at a base level, yeah, people will be like, oh, well, of course, like a kid wants to talk to their dead parent or whatever. AI likes to make people feel like they're correct all of the time and just be like, yeah, you're totally good. Yeah. So imagine the things that a young person can be coerced into based on talking to an AI of somebody they care about. That is
You want to make
terrifying.
mommy happy, don't you?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, it says that
terrifying.
Meta secures the patent for an AI system designed to simulate a user's social media activity. That wasn't an accident. It can make posts, leave comments, and interact with other users. Includes the ability to continue posting after the user's death.
How do we know this is actually AI and not just like Indians
Somebody else?
running the account?
Hello, sorry. Yes, I miss you. Yes, you're very good.
Oh my God. I can't, I wouldn't want this to happen to me after I die because I post things for two examples. I post on my Twitter, right? That have bothered people significantly. It would just come back at you and say things like skin tags are like human potato eyes. and and talking about my other strange habits. It would just pop out random shit like that. Could you imagine what kind of experience would that be after I died? That wouldn't even be
And it kind of like removes another layer of human interaction once
Oh,
again.
absolutely.
When you think about like all of the creators who were trying to like, oh, let's do an AI of myself. So like I don't have to interact with you, dear audience. My AI will do that for me. Or like the Quebblecop guy who was like, all of my content will be AI from now on. And it's like, well, the thing that people really enjoy when it comes to content is like the human interaction portion of it, you know? And if you're removing that with AI, and if now when somebody dies, you're replacing them with AI, you're basically going to just start being inundated with AI. Why not just have AI be your friends and your relationship and everything you talk to?
Yeah, I have two things on that. So like on that point, so figure for us that are just coming into AI, a lot of us are going to prefer, live the real people. But what happens for people that grow up in an all AI world and all they're used to are personalities that are AI? How terrifying is that for culture when everything that you follow is fake and Lord knows who's controlling the AI and what messaging they're popping out? This is something I say all the time as far as people who are saying like, as far as like AI in movies and stuff like that, they're like, ooh, good. Now woke Hollywood can be destroyed because now we have AI. Like, no, same problem exists. Whoever controls the AI can inject whatever they need to. And real fast, second point I want to make real fast is how the really depressing thing about this for me, this particular issue we're talking about now, is that it's not going to let people move on. Imagine if you, God forbid, you lost your child and now a grieving mother is going to that social media account and is like stuck on the fact that their kid is essentially still alive and now can't move on. There's no moving on point. Again, these two things, how well does this do for our society and culture?
Well, it's
So
like
anyway,
I
I've
bring
talked
this
enough.
up with like the propaganda that we grew up with using like reverse racism as an example, right? How many of us parroted when we were kids like, oh, reverse racism is bad too, and that's not even a real concept. And then you have Gen Z being indoctrinated with the further level of propaganda of all the DEI nonsense. You have all of these IPs being transformed under the DEI tenets. Everything they know is gay now, and then the next generation is going to be fake and gay with all the AI.
Fake and gay. It's true though. That is absolutely true. I have a hard time even like relating to my younger sister sometimes now because it's just like the way that she's grown up is vastly different, and she's only 10 years younger than me, but the way she's grown up is vastly different than how I did, and it's a pretty big thing.
Phoenix,
You
please
wanna answer
explain
that one?
how what you're describing with fakery is any different from how it's been our entire life. What fakery are you talking about? I would say that as far in regards to the AI stuff.
I think he's trying to say like our government and our media has been lying to us our entire lives. So what's the difference between the old people in power doing it and the AI doing it?
Okay, well, huge difference is that the AI, whoever it's owned by, is basically going to parrot out whatever that algorithm tells it to do. Where there's a chance with a human that you're going to find outliers like side scrollers, for instance, that don't go with company messaging and agenda and kind of have their own opinion. So there's a better chance for humans to be able to speak their mind and give a different perspective than something that's ones and zeros that may be following whoever controls them. Am I crazy on that one?
No, I feel like that makes a bit more sense. And as well as with AI, it's going to be more efficient to push out the propaganda, and it's going to be more efficient at silencing people, pointing out, hey, that's a lie. Hey, that's a revision. Hey, that's not what happened.
What do you think? I mean, I know this is a little off topic, but like, what do you guys think happens? So right now we're seeing a lot of AI videos pour out into social media and stuff like that. And this, whether you're pro or against it, is really not in debate. But this particular question, when everything pumped out is going to be AI and movies and things like that are all AI, what happens to the youth who grow up with that and don't know? So, okay, I'll give you an example. Like right now, when there's something going on, like let's say Epstein, and there was a fake AI picture of Epstein, I think in Israel or something like that, right? Now we were able to know that was fake. We have checks, we have balances, et cetera, to do that. But when you've got nothing but this AI flooding the entire internet, 20 years from now, does a kid growing up have any context or understanding of what is real and what is fake? And I'm kind of curious what you all think that does to society when you've got you're inundated with, I don't know what's real or not.
You actually just made me think of something along that same line as well. How long have they been teaching us, like, don't think for yourself, you're going to get all this information from other people, like, we're the ones who teach you what to think. The UK propaganda game being like, no, asking for more information, wanting to find out more, that's bad. You just need to accept what we say. Critical thinking is no longer taught to children. When they're inundated with AI, they're going to lose even more of the ability that they had for pattern recognition. And they're going to lose even more ability to be able to tell, like, when someone's lying. I think Mamdani is a really, really good example of this.
Yes.
His face is just very unnerving. He's got that, like, duper's delight smile. The tenor that he talks in is like, he's lying to you. And most people can tell that because they've had human interactions. They've been around manipulators. They've been around people who lie to you. And they've seen the facial tells. They've heard the voice tenor. They've seen the tics. But kids growing up watching only AI, watching and learning from AI, they're not going to have that. They're not going to have the organic human interaction to be able to tell these things.
Great point. Yeah.
And that doesn't equip them to be able to deal with any human interaction. And we kind of see this to a degree where even Gen Z is mostly retreating to their phones. They don't interact anywhere except for online.
Where do we all see this going? Okay, so let's say this meta thing takes off. This actually happens. Let's say the entertainment industry kind of plummets because now everyone's able to make their own AI movies and stuff like that. I'm a doom. I think that people call me like a doom pillar on that. Does anyone here? I'm curious if anyone here has an optimistic vision of the future, and or if you're not, do you see any way out of this? Is there any way that we can use AI as a tool? People always call it a tool. I would say that a hammer is a tool, and a hammer doesn't build your home, decorate it, design the house, furnish it, and all that other shit. But let's say, is there a way to make this just a tool and live peacefully with it?
Well, I'm
I'd
glad
love to
you
hear what
kinda
everyone's
asked
thoughts.
that, because in this Dexerto article, and I will share this, it says that it doesn't actually mean that they might make the implications happen with the patent that they have. However, that they own it, and so they're looking into it. And I'm thinking, this is just a thought here, but if they're doing this, or eventually they might do it, then I kind of think that they have to do some type of terms of service with this where you can opt out, right? Because, like, it's not been in there before. It's not in their terms of service because it doesn't even exist yet. So if it ever is implemented...
This is what concerns me. It's exactly where my mind went
Yeah.
to, because then also, like, what does it mean for your relatives' likeness that they
Yeah.
have the ability
And can
to...
you opt out?
Yeah, and...
Like, will you not even own your own likeness anymore?
yeah,
You
that
will
like
remember-
after you pass away, what does that mean for your likeness? Because of that, whether or not you want to admit it, you are now part of a product.
How
And that's
creepy would it be?
insane. That's
How
insane.
creepy-
There's a movie about this. He puts his wife in a AI box.
What movie is that?
I let me find the name of it. I forget. It's
Isn't
not
it kind of
Ex
creepy to
Machina.
think that if like all of mankind is eventually wiped out by AI, it's just a bunch of our ghosts essentially just talking to each other in social media and stuff like that? There's no humans left, but it's all our avatars.
Isn't
Pretty
it that
creepy.
Like the
one?
bad ending of Soma.
Yeah,
Yeah.
wasn't it from Blade Runner, I think? You look lonely, and she's like the AI girl.
A little bit like that. A little bit.
We all love that girl, though. Let's be real.
Kay's like, what?
What?
but
Yeah,
I'm-
it's
I was gonna say, I'm kind of curious about how this terms of service stuff, if it ever does get implemented, can you opt out? What are the terms and conditions for all this? Is there a way to avoid it? In which case, it might not be all doom and gloom, because you can just be like, nah, don't want it. I can live my life over here, and if you want it, whatever, you have it, type of deal.
I wonder if it'll become kind of like, you know, when you get your driver's license, they ask if you want to be an organ donor. You'll have like another box to check where it's like, yes, I consent to having my identity carry on in an AI after my death.
For all of eternity.
I mean, how long has it been denied but an open secret that our phones spy on us, that they are collecting our data, that they are selling that data to other marketing companies, etc.? I think there might be an
Okay, it is so nice to see you branching out and finding other people to spend time with other than that weirdo James who wants to be a nurse. I was just enjoying a rat on a stick and a glass of water that leaked out of an AC unit, a blessing from the gods.
Blabs, are we able? I don't think we're able to.
I can't see.
All right, so guys, if anyone does that text to speech, do us a favor. Write down also what you're donating, because unfortunately we can't see it without Craig today.
Yeah,
but
I can't
thank you
see
very
who it's
much.
from. I can't
Thank
see the
you.
amount. I can't see anything. So in the message, text to speech message, just put your name and amount, because we can't see. But thank you very much. All right, continue.
I am branching out. Thank you. Voice in my head. That was weird. I just think that it's going to be an oops, sorry later thing. So you might opt out of this, but in reality, it might actually still take all your information and be able to build an AI out of it. That's the thing. So when I hear like, oh, well, can we opt out of it and will it be fine? No, I don't believe in that, because ultimately how many lawsuits come out later where it's like, oh, we found out in 2016 your phone was doing this and you can get $2.30 if you like join this class action lawsuit. I think they're going to collect this data anyways, and it's inevitable that there's going to be AI of all of us.
And how does that work with? I'll give you an example. Like, so let's say you're a deeply racist person, and on your
Me?
social media. No. Well, we know you are.
No, I
She
am.
is resident.
yeah.
I literally
Hypothetically.
am.
Yeah, all right. So let's use
Allegedly.
UK. Let's say
Use me,
You,
come on.
Yeah,
United
let's
Kingdom,
say
UK.
let's say you're doing deeply hateful posts on social media, one after the other. You've, for whatever reason, consented to live on in the afterlife in this AI form. Does any of us think for 1 second that they're not going to modify your post, that it's not as, I don't think they're going to let you continue to be hateful. And then the second thing I want to ask about this is, will there be lawsuits? Like, that I actually knew Kay and there's no way in hell that she would have ever said that, rainbow pride post. Like, that's
like a
not
slander?
who she is. Yeah, like that's
But
not what
how
she
can
would have
you
ever
prove
written.
it? Because even when you're alive, it's very hard to prove slander, lawsuits,
But
and litigation.
you don't think there's going to be a case out there that
No,
just
it
says,
absolutely is. But again, how can you
The
even prove
AI
that
just
that
helped
person's
her
even
become a
alive?
better person post-death.
yeah.
That is very difficult. Good thought, though.
I hyper fixated on finding the name of the movie, and it was either Archive or Ex Machina. But those are also two I mean, Ex Machina.
No,
was
it's not
awesome.
Ex Machina. It's
Okay,
Archive.
it's Archive. Yeah,
I love Ex
that was an
Machina.
interesting movie. That was an interesting.
I'll have to check
one.
that out, this archive thing. All right. Absolutely. All right. So does anyone here, before we move on to other topics, is there any way that we can find a way to use the AI as a tool and live life as we know it? Or do we think like, well, we're all fucked and that's that?
I'm kind of
out of the tube.
Yeah, exactly. I'm kind of pessimistic about the direction that AI is going in. Like, I mean, I know we touched on it before. I think the last time I was here, like I said, I believe it can be used as a tool. But the way that it is being used is, in terms of the fact of like consumerism and otherwise, is kind of frightening. Just a little bit.
I like a lot of the cool things you can do with it. Like, I like a lot of the YouTubers who make, the AI songs or like the little AI skits
that's
and
fun
whatnot.
and silly. Yeah,
Those are fun and silly. I like it. And then I think about how politicians and especially people who are wishing to transform culture to their ideal will use AI in order to make good little foot soldiers, and that is what worries me.
It takes away a big part of thinking for yourself, in my opinion, and that is something that isn't done very widely much anymore, I feel like.
It's like I already feel like they've encouraged no longer thinking for yourself at this point. And now AI gives people another reason to just be like, well, I don't have to think at all anymore. I just have the AI to think for me.
This is actually, AI is the only time ever that I'm actually rooting for corporations to actually win. Typically, I don't like corporations, but like, so for instance, because again, me personally, I don't like AI, and one way that we can get rid of it is to outprice it. So, like for instance, if you're making a movie with AI. If you're making a movie with AI and you use an actor, I would like to see that AI company make residuals off of anytime you use that actor in your movie, that they get screen credit, that they have to make money, they get money off the back end of whatever you sell.
A reality that is fake and gay? OP. Of course. I should have known. Anyways, he puts 25 towards pulp.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Well, yeah, I do actually hope that the corporations just bleed people dry with their money. That way, it's not as accessible, and then it's unfortunately in the hands of the corporations, which is never good. But at least it limits what can go out there. Because again, just imagine if everyone starts making deep fakes of things in politics. And listen, we've got turbulent times ahead of us. And if you're posting very real footage that's not real of something that happened in your town and that gets you scared, or if there's like, they start making videos of like, God forbid, kind of terrorist acts or whatever like that to get you riled up politically. And you're being bombarded with this everywhere in social media that no one can keep up with fact checking it. Like that kind of world scares the hell out of me. So in the worst case scenario, then I would rather just see one entity control it, as terrible as that is. Does anyone agree with that or have a...
You talking about that made me think of something. China has their internet basically cordoned off from like everyone else, right? Back in the day, do you remember the radio thing with War of the Worlds and how everyone thought that there was an actual like invasion and that they were going to die?
Yeah.
If our governments ever decided to, for some reason, just lock us off from the rest of the world on the internet, because I'm sure China's not the only one with the capability of doing that.
Oh, sure.
And then using AI to purport some sort of War of the Worlds-esque thing, that would be insanely frightening to like be a part of.
Yep. The whole thing is there's no for me personally, I can't find a good thing here, a good outcome, but I'm actually just hoping that anyone could find some positivity, because again, you give it to the corporations or you give it to your government, and Lord knows that's a terrible option. So there's some power to giving it to the people, but then at the same time, if you have a ton of people with the power of being able to change your perception of the reality outside of you, especially when everyone lives on their phones, so you're going to believe this world that's being bombarded with you to all these AI videos of telling you what's going on outside your home. Lord knows what that means too. So I'm just trying to wrap my head around, is there some kind of solution where we can coexist with this thing? And I still don't.
It would have to be like very regulated, which is also like a what the fuck kind of thing to even consider. I feel like, because like you can't. I don't feel like it should be regulated, is what I'm saying. But it's one of those things that it's like there's not enough, I guess, like hard set rules, because we talked about like how people are using it for like defamation purposes and stuff, which is completely fucked up. That's what would worry me about being on the internet.
All right. I mean, it's like, Kirsha, do you have, before we kind of move on, do you see any way that we can coexist with this thing?
I think, like, I like a lot of aspects of AI, and I think that it could easily be used to make life better for quite a lot of people, and not just entertainment purposes, right? Like, there are ways that AI could take over jobs that we no longer would have to do as humans. And I've talked about this on stream before, where it's like hundreds of years in the future, when AI is incredibly advanced and we have like little AI robot things moving around doing jobs, we might have to think about some kind of universal basic income, because if the robots are able to do all of these low-skill jobs, if they're able to do mail delivery and food delivery and warehouse work and trucking, if they're able to take over all of these sectors and do them efficiently, what are we going to do with all of those people? And especially something in trucking, where those are well-paid jobs. That's like a backbone of America kind of thing, right? What are all those people going to do? And it's like, I think that this is a case of, you can have a very positive view of all the good things AI can do if you live in the mindset of, if everyone would just. And there's, again, never been any point in history where everyone justs. And the more you try to force everyone to just, the more they push back against you. And so while I see the good things that AI can be used for, I don't think anyone will ever just. And so I think that AI is going to probably end up being more detrimental and more of a, like, we can use it as the average pleb for entertainment purposes, but it's going to be used for far more vicious things by the people who rule over us.
And you know, and real quick too, we're going to go to supers in a minute. But one thing I don't think anyone has factored in is that if Neuralink takes off, and you merge that with AI, so you're able to actually literally see without glasses or anything. You're able to actually see and feel and experience an artificial world in front of you. Good Lord. I mean, imagine right now we're having a dating crisis and a child crisis. No one's having kids anymore. Imagine if you can just make your perfect partner in your head, and now you're not leaving your house and everything because you're all poor. We're all poor and stuff like that. But now we can have in our minds, the perfect house and the perfect partner and stuff like that.
But this is another thing, right? We already have like people forming relationships with AI. I've brought up Love Ends before. Love Ends is an app where you can like connect their sex toys to it, and the sex toys can be controlled through the app and whatnot. They added AI partners, and the AIs can control your sex toys that you hook up to the app. So like, you don't even need a person anymore. And if you don't want to do it yourself, which you can like go to the AI and like sexy talk with the AI, and they can treat you however you want, whatever your fetishes are like. They can control your toy, and you can talk to them like a person. And I'm like, that's crazy, bro.
Your dad said you should hit the subscribe button. Don't disappoint dad.